Hello, Brian Comerford from Classroom Guidance with episode 28. So our next series of videos will feature data from the latest annual National Skills Bulletin, a 159-page report. So why are we doing a video on what sounds like a boring topic? Well, our reason for existing has always been to communicate really important information in a way that engages you and that is interesting and that can be easily understood. And it is fascinating, or at least important for you to know. So if you're watching this in class, stay off your phone. And if you're watching this on your phone, stay where you are. The National Skills Bulletin is a report produced by SOLAS for the National Skills Council. Identifying the skills needed for the labour market has never been more essential as Ireland continues to navigate through unprecedented times. This is vital information for planning your future career/educational path because it looks at all sectors of the economy and potential areas of growth or decline. So subscribe to stay informed. The National Skills Bulletin gives a general idea of the state of the Irish jobs market, a snapshot of supply, its workers, and demand, its employers. It breaks it all down, showing which sectors are growing and because of this growth are suffering skills shortages, i.e. they can't find enough people with the qualifications to work for them. It also looks at which sectors are likely to shrink in the future. This makes it extremely relevant for guidance counsellors and students planning their career and about to invest 4 years and a pile of cash getting qualified. It can help you make better future career and educational choices. The bulletin is divided into 16 occupational sections. In the coming weeks, we will look at each sector more closely in terms of its current performance, its predicted growth and future trends, its educational supply, gender and age profile, and occupational titles. Here is a quick overview of the occupational sectors that are growing: construction, education, healthcare, IT, other craft occupations, science and engineering. Good news, they all grew strongly, above or in line with the national average over the last 5 years. Changes to the population, government policy and transition to a green economy are likely to increase this growth further. These sectors appear in the difficult to fill list, which means there's plenty of jobs out there. These sectors are already suffering a skills shortage, which is set to continue into the future. This is really good news for you, as it means there will be plenty of jobs in these sectors in the years to come. These sectors, business and finance, social care, sales and marketing, and customer services, are also set to grow, but with a couple of warnings here and there. All grew in line or just below the national average over the last 5 years. Demographics, changes to the population, i.e. more elderly people, and government policy are likely to increase this growth further. These sectors also appear in the difficult to fill list, especially those customer service jobs requiring languages. These sectors are also suffering a skills shortage, which is set to continue into the future. But be aware, some types of financial jobs, financial administrative roles, high street banking roles, are at a risk of automation, while some types of sales jobs, i.e. those on the high street, are dependent on full economic recovery from COVID. But overall, it's still good news for this sector, and there will be plenty of jobs in most areas. These sectors, arts, sports and tourism, hospitality, legal and security, are at a risk if the economy doesn't fully recover from COVID-19 restrictions. They all grew above or in line with the national average over the last 5 years. But this growth will not continue unless there is an economic upturn after COVID, which makes these occupational sectors risky in the short term. Jobs in these sectors, admin and secretarial, transport and logistics, operatives and elementary, are at a risk from automation. Admin roles have grown due to government policy, e.g. COVID administrative roles, but in the future automation is likely to reduce demand. Most workers are actually overqualified for these occupations. Growth is not expected for the operative and elementary roles because of a very high risk of automation, but lack of inward migration may cause labour supply shortage, so there could be some jobs available here. The future for transport and logistic roles is varied. Labour supply shortages are expected due to upskilling for the green economy transition, but automation is a threat. These occupations are also dependent on full economic recovery from COVID. So it's a mixed bag for jobs in these sectors, so choose carefully. Jobs in the agriculture and animal care sector are heavily impacted by demographics. The number of farmers is already falling and expected to continue. Lack of inward migration and low pay rates may cause labour shortage supply, so there could be some jobs available here. However, this occupational sector remains very risky in the short term. As mentioned, in the coming weeks we will look at each sector more closely. Next week's video will focus on science and engineering. If you haven't already, subscribe to stay informed. Thank you.